Be strong in the Lord, and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah,
What I have in front of me right here, right now, is a USA Today. And of course, you can see right on the front page, you got two Republican U.S. senators battling over immigration. And of course, the Senate Judiciary Committee approves of immigration overhaul. And of course, this overhaul is set to affect many people. Now, there's only one problem with this immigration thing right here. And I want you all to listen to me real close, all right? Now, you know you can depend on Pastor Dow to bring you the unpopular truth. The one thing I've learned about truth is when you stand for it, you live for it, you will be hated. People will just begin to shoot after you because they have nothing else better to do, simply because truth reflects upon the corruption inside of people's lives. And since people love corruption and love dishonesty, they end up making the truth takers, or the truth people who tell it, the enemies. Now, listen to me real close. All right. Now, I'm going to tell you the university of the painful truth here. And I know that many of you who've been the public fool is not going to like this, because that's not the way you've been trained. I say it all the time here. We've been manipulated. We've been coerced. We've been lied to all of our lives. Everything you think you know about American history is a farce. Every single bit of it's all a lie. The country is built on lies. The history of this country is a lie. The history, the way they represent it to you in your public school curriculum and college curriculums, it's all lies. And that's not including the stuff that they refuse to disclose to you. You know, they practice collusion, don't want to tell you certain things because they want to shape your minds to be what they call proud Americans a certain way. Now, apparently what you look at right here, if I'm going to use this terminology right here, you've got two Hispanics right here, and both of them on different sides of the aisle when it comes to immigration. Now, first of all, let's just go ahead and tell this thing like it is. We got a lot of people in this country that states that these people are illegal aliens. That's what they call them. Now, my question is this, and I'm going to stimulate thought here. First of all, number one, every single European on this soil here in America, what they call America, is an illegal immigrant, because they did not come and conquer this land by conquest. They conquered this land by treachery, lies, and deceit. They sit down with the Indians of this land, the indigenous people of this land, and they presented themselves like they really truly wanted to be a friend of these people. And no sooner as the Indians let their guard down, their land experienced a genocide like no other genocide ever known to mankind in history. So that's the painful truth. All the blacks that are over here in this land, you came on slave ships in what is called the transatlantic slave trade, with your high school curriculum, your college curriculums, and the actual education system in the United States of America don't want you to know about in the first place. It's not in their best interest to teach you about the transatlantic slave trade. I mean, I know I went to 12 years of high school and never knew one thing about the transatlantic slave trade. Only time I ever figured out what was going on in transatlantic slave trade is when I started becoming my own independent student. When I started researching history for my own self. So with all that in mind, you can already see that we have been lied to on an unprecedented level. Columbus never discovered America. As a matter of fact, he never stepped foot on this land. You see, truth is often a hard pill to swallow. And I've learned in this little short period of time that I've been here on this earth, that whether it be on the religious, the social, the political, or the economic front, people are not interested in the truth, especially if it's going to affect them or if they have had some type of involvement in it, whether it be in today or in their ancestry. People just totally want to ignore it, stick their head in the sand, and totally forget about it. Well, forget about everything but the Holocaust, right? And the greatest Holocaust that has ever been perpetuated upon any individual people has been the transatlantic slave trade, where anywhere between 20 and 100 million blacks have been literally murdered, raped, brutalized, genocide, fed to sharks, babies fed to alligators in Florida for bait. That is a true genocide that you had never heard nothing about. You know the reason why you're not going to hear anything about it? Because you're in America. Now, we get over here and they have the colonies, the 13 colonies, all right? So they want to expand. You know what they do? Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, California, Nevada, all these states right here actually belong to the indigenous people of the land. At that time, which just happened to be what they call Mexicans or Hispanic people. But yet, on stolen ground, we sit. And we build this nation on lies and corruption. And then we're turning around and calling the people who are indigenous to this land illegal immigrants. And I'm telling you, something is wrong. And I know a lot of people, you flat out don't want to hear this. But again, welcome to the University of the Painful Truth. And now you've got two of these senators, both of them being paid off either way it goes. Rubio versus Cruz. Senators battle for GOP soul. GOP soul. Huh? And so now you've got the prison system that is taking all the jobs from what Americans call illegal immigrants, which I don't call them illegal immigrants whatsoever at all. They come up with fancy statements like undocumented workers. I mean, they got all kind of ways that they come up with how that they're going to label these people. How about they're human beings? It is their homeland. Now, don't get me wrong. If America would just came over here and just said, we're just going to whoop y'all rear ends and this is our land, we're just going to flat out take it and it's ours, you could have more respect for that, because at least they're telling you exactly what they're going to do. At least they just went out and flat out waged war. Don't sit down and have peace pipe and have turkey with me and then turn around and lie to all the kindergartners, all the elementary schools, the middle schools, and the high school, telling them that Thanksgiving is a time when the pilgrims sit down with the Indians, and we all had a wonderful, lovely time and had a roast and we made turkey and everything else. When the true people of this land, the Indians, when Americans are celebrating Happy Thanksgiving, Happy Turkey Day, the Indians are celebrating, look at this, their National Day of Mourning, when well over 700 of them got murdered, literally murdered that day. Well, anyway, you can tell I'm kind of passionate. You can tell I'll never be a president. I will never be a state senator, or I will never be a Christian pastor, because I just cannot just sit there and bold-facedly lie to people and then present the truth some other way, dress it up in order to garner favor with a bunch of people so I can line my pocket with a bunch of worthless Federal Reserve notes that can't even keep up with the high price of inflation right now, watching all everybody's purchasing power erode. I know. See, we have become so accustomed to lies that now me and you are sitting here inflamed, enraged, and excited simply because you cannot handle the truth. These people are not no illegal immigrants. These people are human beings. Well, we got the land. Right. I told you. There are principles to everything that you do in life. And we don't have any whatsoever at all. We don't have no principles. We have no morals. We have no values. We're sociably I mean, oh man, our society is so split. It's just, anyway, I promise you, you're not going to have this kind of truth presented to you, even from so-called ministries here in America, much less the news media. The only way you're going to get this kind of truth presented to you, you have to get news media reporting the facts on from outside sources. Do I think that these people have a right for citizenship? Sure I do. Sure I do. If they want to be an American citizen, sure I do. How you go about that process, I think it has to do with who was here first.